When I hear the name Brother Bob Smith, the first thought that comes to my mind is role model.
When I think of the name Brother Bob Smith, I think of the word shepherd.
Leader. I think of him as a leader right away, loving.
Very humble, great person to work with.
Education, role model, persistent individual.
I think about tolerance, think about love, think about respect. But most importantly, the one thing is his ability to get the best out of young people.
It's almost 30 years ago now that the school was announced to be closed.
The financial support the Archdiocese felt was no longer there, that they could not financially keep this school open. Number two, their big concern was a declining enrollment.
The year and the announcement came that the school was going to close, and it was just such a stunning, unthinkable thing, and students were left just completely lost and wondering, what does the future hold? I was a junior, so I didn't want to be split away from all the other students.
There was a meeting held at the school to help parents decide where you're going to send your children next year when Messmer is closed. And at that meeting, Bill Deasing and my husband Len Borowski both got up and said, well, what about saving this place?
And we kind of rallied, got together, and several of us joined the Save Messmer committee.
Some of the things we did was we went out and petitioned at churches around the area on Sunday mornings. We also held a raffle, so we sent a mailing out to all the alumni to help us with that.
So that was before Brother Bob was involved, but I had a real positive disposition towards the rise of the new Messmer at that time, because people wanted it so bad and were willing to do really good, hard work to make it happen.
Okay, well, the parents succeeded. They got the school open, but be careful what you wish for, because now you have to run this school and make it successful.
Back in the day, I was very close with a friar by the name of Brother Booker Ash, a Capuchin, and he introduced me to his, I think it was his nephew, and he was a nice little kid. He was seemingly harmless, had a nice smile and all, and never in my wildest dreams did I think he would become the foremost proponent of school choice throughout the nation.
When I first came here, I believe there were maybe a little bit over 100 students, because they had just come out of the reestablishment of Messmer as a high school, and everything was being used to the best of our ability. Money was short.
Brother Bob was that person who was able to step in and take what the group thought of and saw and see that potential and really bring it to fruition through just, incredibly hard work.
At that point, we were growing, and it was the next year that he brought in Jeff, Mr. Monday.
As I witnessed in those early years Bob work, I saw a man who poured himself completely into the mission, completely into the students that were served by the school, by the mission of Messmer High School.
Then I was really surprised because he became the principal after a very short time, and he then began asking us a lot of questions about Holy Angel School.
Bob's leadership was one of walking around, and Bob knew his way around and knew the people and knew them by name. Hey, Mr. Gonzalez, hey, Mr. Jones, hey, Mr. Stolenmark.
He was a person you could go in his office anytime and say, I have a problem, I need to sit down and talk, and he always made time for you.
I think in the 80s, there was a lot of concern after the Save Messmer team kept the school open, and Brother Bob took that vision, that dream that kept it open, and really built it into what we have today. We went from, I think it was 155 students to now where we have a waiting list for our freshman and sophomore grades.
I got to be honest, I think the greater story is what he has done in transforming this place into what it is today.